Let's talk about the social media giant's Plantation. Do you know what the top 10 YouTube channels are? In the number 3 spot is Ryan Toy Review, and with only 1,109 total videos ever produced, Ryan's channel has 23,697,000,000 views, earning him more than $11 million per year, according to Business Insider. He's 7. Meanwhile, YouTube, like Twitter, Apple, and Facebook, are now actively, overtly attacking any speech with which they disagree and labeling it hate speech. And they are censoring and terminating accounts across multiple platforms, as they just did to Alex Jones, in a coordinated move all in one day, which by nature suggests strongly that these companies all conspired together to do it on the same day. But if you cover the facts of such collusion, they will label you a conspiracy theorist and target your channel for termination. Or shadow ban your channel, as I provided evidence that YouTube is doing to my SGTreport channels in my last video.
When I am on YouTube, the YouTube app on my phone. When I press your channel there, there's no videos on the backup channel. I can try to refresh it. There's no videos. And now if I go to your full channel, the last video on there is from 2 weeks ago.
Specifically in my case, my videos are not showing up for mobile users who utilize the YouTube app on their phone. And since more than 70% of all video content is screened on mobile devices, according to Small Biz Trends, and since the YouTube app is the #1 video streaming app in the world, even beating out Netflix for total time spent watching, you can see how YouTube has cut my average video view count by more than half with this type of shadow banning. But back to the collusion by Silicon Valley tech giants to execute Alex Jones from the public square. The accusations of hate speech as justification for censorship are as erroneous as they are unconstitutional, as Peter Lavelle explains.
First of all, hate speech. It is not illegal in the United States. Hello, everyone. All of these companies are domiciled in the United States. The Supreme Court has ruled. You hear it all the time in liberal media. That's hate speech. That's hate. You can call it what you want, but it's not illegal, and the Supreme Court has ruled on this.
This is the United States, not the EU. We have a Constitution, a Bill of Rights, and a First Amendment. And someone may want to point that out to liberal idiot Chris Murphy in Connecticut, who tweeted on August 6th, "InfoWars is the tip of a giant iceberg of hate and lies that uses sites like Facebook and YouTube to tear our nation apart. These companies must do more than take down one website. The survival of our democracy depends on it." Clearly, Chris Murphy is not fit to be a United States Senator, because it's clear he doesn't understand the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, nor does he understand that we don't have a democracy, we have a republic, if we can keep it safe from vipers like him. After all, this is the United States, not the EU. This blatant, overt, collusion-riddled conspiracy to target and censor or outright ban conservative speech, as now forever exemplified by Alex Jones being deplatformed by YouTube, Facebook, and Apple, has sent tidal waves throughout the alternative news media space and across the country. And frankly, what the tech giants in Silicon Valley are attempting to do is kill off the very voices that have made the biggest impacts in heading off the New World Order globalist plans for open borders, Marxism, and UN Agenda 21 policies. One such activist, and probably the most effective one on YouTube, is Gary Galino and his Grindall61 channel, which has to a large degree helped to expose and put an end to some very nefarious UN Agenda 21 related political activities in California.
Good afternoon, Southern California shadow government. So for 53 years, this agency has been here, and after all of these decades, still no one comes to these meetings. If you guys were in marketing, you'd all be fired.
Like me, Gary is very concerned that if Attorney General Jeff Sessions, President Trump, and Congress do not step in immediately to put an abrupt end to the big brother tyranny of the globalist social media giants, it will lead to the end of Gary's activism, which is exactly what these globalist companies want.
You know, especially when it comes to the activism, a lot of people think, oh, we go to an event, you go home, and then you're done. Well, that's how it is for most people. But for me, my work just begins, because editing videos, producing videos, putting videos together is quite time consuming, and I'm not going to spend 50, 60 hours a week doing this to an audience of 100 people on some other platform that no one even cares about.
First, they demonetized us. Then they censored us. Then they shadow banned us. Then they terminated us.
As we've noticed, not everybody is getting censored. Only certain people are getting censored. They're not censoring left-wing content. They're not censoring music videos. They're not censoring, Hollywood-type productions that promote violence.
Death by 1,000 cuts. Our enemies can only defeat us by cheating, by shutting us up, because we have already beaten them in the court of public opinion. And ask yourself, if these companies are not stopped, if this blatant big brother fascist tyranny is not immediately brought to an end, and if these companies are not brought to heel by the Bill of Rights and Constitution, what kind of world will be left where there is no Gary Galeno, and no SGTreport, and no Truthstream Media, and no Face Like the Sun, and no Hagman Report, and no Black Pigeon Speaks, and no Northwest Liberty News, and no Judicial Watch, and no High Impact Vlogs, and no Liz Crokin, and no Red Ice TV, and no X22 Report, and no Operation Freedom, and no Sargon of Akkad, and no Ron Paul Liberty Project, and no Joe Rogan, and no Alex Jones. I would advise all of you to get on the horn right now and contact your congressmen and your senators and tell them that you will not stand for this blatant tyranny and attack against our First Amendment and our Bill of Rights. Because where we go one, we go all. Thanks for watching, and for real news 24/7, visit us at sgtreport.com, thephaser.com, and thelibertymill.com. God bless.